the day you came into my life. Through pain and sorrows, you stayed by my side. Now that you passed away, I found myself longing.
Hey, everybody, this is the dude with American Metal Magazine. And we've got a new band here that we're really excited about to have on the show here. This is CJ Wright with Iron Wrath, man, from the West Coast. Hey, welcome to the show, CJ.
What's happening?
G.
Thank you
Hey,
for
let's
having me.
go. Excellent. Man, so, I had a chance to check out some of the things that had been happening in the last year for you guys. And I was really blown away, man, on what I found and the
Thanks, man.
success
Check
that,
in the mail.
yeah, that you had found. Yeah. And so I wondered, man, what was the festival that you did? I saw a video of that. It looked like a great crowd. How was that experience, man?
That was our debut show. It was a Mortal Fest. Our performing date was, if I'm not mistaken, it was August 31st. It might have been
Right.
August 30th to be correct. But this project's a lot more like a Roger Waters' The Wall. It's a big production. It has a feature film behind us. It took us about 2 years to build that feature film. Um, and so we've kind of been biting at the bit to get out there. But it was a really great show. The venue could harness our rider and what we needed for that performance, and there was a lot of and the debut of the show went really good. This type project, we can do a lot more than just two notes, a slow song, fast song. There's in film you can go down different emotions and different rabbit holes. So yeah, it was beautiful, man. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So, you mentioned feature film they had going behind you. Could you elaborate a little bit more on that, on how that's going and what is that all about?
Yeah. Um, Filmmaker. Yeah, I'm an award-winning filmmaker. I've worked for television. I've done car commercials and a lot of music videos. Um, and our purpose, I believe, in general, the media age, there's no more there's no more radio. It's not as powerful as it was. MTV is just not there anymore. The infrastructure to get a band out there and promote it is really hard, and the power today is really how many butts you can put in the seats, and that really has to do with radio and exposure. YouTube's just not going to cut it. It needs social media. So for us, it was like if we made a
Yeah.
show is not dependent on the butts in the seats or the hit song or who's in the
Hmm.
band. It's
Hmm.
what is the show, and you see that a
Yeah.
lot today with cover bands that do, like, they call themselves the ultimate '80s experience. Well,
Yeah.
what are you buying? A concert ticket to '80s songs, or you buying a concert ticket to relive the '80s with songs
Yeah.
that were happening when you met Darlene at the McDonald's down the street, right? And it's that experience. And so what we wanted to do is create something that was more experience based, larger than life, but was a show that really tackled you know, a thought provoking music odyssey, kind of like what, Pink Floyd used to do, The Who with Tommy,
Yeah.
ELO,
Right.
all those bands back in the
Those great
past,
shows. Right.
create these
Yeah.
larger than life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I
So
remember
that's
that.
basically what we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
We ripped off the past, made it present, but it allows us to do a production and be more valid
Mhm.
to promoters because it's more in a Vegas scenario or a PAC or not Indian casino rather than how many butts can you put in the seats? How much can you pay to be on the bill? And you get to play 30 minutes and you got to use that drum set and those amps. And
Mm.
it's just how do you be an artist? How do you really express yourself? So it's almost like we built a new model of performance.
Yeah, right. I dig that, man, and I love what you did there, because that's taken a completely new take on the music experience. And man, I just got to tell you, my big influence was Pink Floyd growing up.
Oh man, they're the best.
Man, I
The
mean
best.
that it when I heard that for the first time, my mind was blown, man. I
Yeah,
just remember playing it over and over and thinking, "Wow, man, I didn't know music could do that."
it's timeless. It's
Yeah,
timeless music, and it's hard to define why, but it never gets old. And but
yeah,
you don't. But the thing with Pink Floyd, you don't fully understand Pink Floyd till you see them live, right? And then
yeah,
when you see the live perform,
yeah.
then you really get it.
Then you're
And that was
right.
the basic idea.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, that's a hell of an accomplishment, and I think you've pulled that off in so many ways, man. It really it came across to me. I was startled, man. I was like, wow, check this out. I haven't seen this before, and
Yeah,
kudos.
the fans deserve nothing less, man. It's
Right
all
on.
about people working hard and save their
Yeah,
money to go to that concert. And
right.
when they're there, they want to go on a journey. They want to go on an experience. And
Yeah,
nobody ever went to just hear a show. You go to see a show
yeah,
and hear a show.
yeah.
So the visual is just important. And when you can combine that
Right.
with story, with visuals as well as a performance that links up to where it's a journey from
Yeah.
the start to finish, now you got something.
Well, you know what? I think bands out there could really take away a lot by what you've done and apply that, even if it's a smaller venue, man. Bring the show, bring the entertainment. That's what we need to do, and in
It's a,
these scenes.
it's a
Yeah,
simple question. You hear it in executive rooms if you're pitching a TV show. It's like, why would I care? Why are people going to watch this?
yeah,
And it's a really good question that should
sure,
have an answer. And for
yeah,
most bands, why 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 are people going to come to the concert? Well, we're really good. We got really great music. Okay.
and
So do a lot of
yeah,
bands. I mean, what
right,
what makes you
yeah, right,
special in today's world? Now, back in the 70s, 80s, you could do it on your songs. You could do it on your
hmm
music because
hmm
that's really what the medium was. But
hmm
today, people live on a cell phone. People live
yeah,
on social media. They're not
sure,
listening to their Walkman because there's no
hmm
Walkman anymore. And
hmm
and usually most of them listen to music when they're at the gym or when they're driving a car. And it
hmm
just doesn't have the power that it used to have. And then even what they're listening to is whatever they're associated with, and so it's hard as a new band to get out there and
hmm
expose yourself to that, to new people. But
yeah,
even when you do, you got to give them a reason to care. You got to
I
give
love
them a
it.
reason
Yeah,
to want to see you. And then when
yeah,
they do see you, you want them to go, that was worth my 20 bucks. That was worth my
yeah,
50 bucks
right,
or however much they
right.
spent.
Exactly. And I would do that over and recommend their friends, hey, check this out. This was the happening thing. Well, let me ask you, what's going on with the project right now, man? What stage are we in? What's happening next?
Currently, right now, we're looking for management.
Mhm.
We just need to get the right fit that understands this project and
Yeah.
has the right leverage
Yes.
to get with the right booking agents to get us into the
Yeah.
right scenarios, which would
Right.
be, Vegas, PACs, or
Mhm.
USO. Um,
Yeah.
and so we need somebody with that leverage. Until then, the feature film that plays behind us, we're working on a standalone version
Uh-huh.
that we're gonna be pitching to Netflix
There you
or
go.
Amazon Prime. We've
Yeah.
we've been approached by some TV showrunners that are very interested. We just got to finish it up, and what that really means is legally when you're on TV, show is different. You can have some licensed footage and it's okay. We've shot most of the stuff, but these when you use stock footage, you have to license that, and if it's for television, it's a whole different monster. It's
Yeah.
better to own that. So we
Right.
have to go, and there's hundreds of clips we gotta own. So
Yeah.
we're
I get it.
slowly
Right.
replacing those, and for live it's good, but for streaming we gotta have a whole show Bible, a legal Bible that says this is the clip. We own it, da da da, and you have to have all
Yeah.
these legal buttoned up. So
Uh-huh.
currently we're working on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a Iron Mask Master Storyteller live performance. We're hoping soon to be able to get that to a streaming version to where people can watch the music odyssey of this project, which would be kind of like what the Beatles did with Sergeant Pepper's, right? It's
Yeah.
not so
Right
much the
on, man.
band being actors,
Yeah.
more just a Pink Floyd kind of the Wall music odyssey.
Well, man,
So
I'm
we
really
draw a
getting
lot.
I'm really getting excited about this, and I hope that Netflix or somebody like that does pick this up, man. Because look at the success of like The Wall or other movies that are
Oh
really,
man,
centered in a great popular or a new sound. Uh,
or the
Man,
cultural
that's
impact, the cultural
yes,
impact of those
yeah, I
projects,
think that's
the
very
inspiration.
powerful. Yeah, man. I think that you could go very far with this, and you have already gone very far with it. What am I saying? You've already had some great success, right? I mean, uh, you found your
It's a
way.
solid project. Everyone that
Yeah,
sees it's very excited about it. But
very
big time
excited
tying
about it.
up those legal issues for television is
Yeah,
where
right.
we're at.
Yeah, so that makes sense, man. So if you are somebody out there that can help this project, reach out to either American Metal Magazine, www.americanmetalmagazine.com, where you can find all of these guys
Reach
listed
out.
in MDix. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
let me ask you. So, let's say that happens. I mean, we've already kind of talked about it, but where do you see this all going, man? What is the
Man,
pinnacle for you?
I think the pinnacle is, I mean, people always look at success as money and this and that.
Mhm.
As you get older, I think things change. What you really want
Yeah.
to do is take what you do and be able to bless people, be able to inspire
Right.
people. So ultimately, we want to be able to tour this, whether it's a residency where we're set up where we can really have all the bells and whistles to put on this
Yeah.
performance, which would be the perfect place, like a Vegas. But
Yeah.
also to be able to get it out and tour it,
Hmm.
and present it, all around. And
Yeah.
that's really the goal. And then after this, move on to the next project, which would be, a version two,
Yeah.
which is, it's a big project. So once we step up to the next time, we're gonna have to make a new film. We're gonna have to make a lot of stuff.
Right.
But amazing part about this project too, it's very relevant to the world around us. We really are deep into uh, things that are important social issues. We don't preach at anybody. We don't think music should.
Right. Yeah. Right.
We definitely don't do that. But at the same time, we believe in
Hmm.
freedom. We believe in faith. We believe in family. We think these things are important. And so we just want to say something that matters and encourages people, to not take for granted the things that we're blessed with, whether it's your freedoms or, the wife, don't at you to take the trash out. It's a lot to be grateful
Oh, see,
about.
that's what we're about, man.
I think
Yeah, being an American, being an American band, and having these freedoms, man, that
yeah,
so often we take for granted. And I think that through music, that we can talk about these things and have some impact. Would you agree? You
amen.
feel?
Amen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and not push anything on anybody, but
No.
I mean, rappers rap around this and that,
Yeah.
and hey, man, we
Right.
want to talk about being free and standing up for our rights, and
Hmm.
loving our family and being blessed. There's a God in heaven that loves us. Whatever it is,
Right.
man, it's I
Yeah.
think those things are important, and I think most people would agree.
Yeah. Right on, man.
It's just
Exactly.
yeah, I'm not gonna think
I
stuff
think that
about the
music
devil
ultimately,
and
yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think that music connects us, and
It's
that's
important
what I
that
love.
people matter and just say stuff.
Yeah, 100%, man. So, what are those? What are the things that we're doing musically, man? Is this project going to produce like a traditional album or something like that? What's happening with that
We
side of
have
it?
a yeah, we have an album. We have an album. It won best album 2023 by several outlets, which we were very
Wow!
humbled by.
How you hear that?
Album's
Wow!
called Master Story. Yeah.
Yes.
Who'd we have to pay to do that? Uh, but the album's called Master Storyteller. The project, the visual show is called Iron Ras Master Storyteller. And what it is we originally wrote the album to be a concept album, but we thought none of the people know who we are. That's a little ambitious. So let's arrange the album more like a record label would, but then let's come back and designed the show with the layers of um concept that we have. And so yeah, the
Yeah.
album does real good. We got a double vinyl coming out. I think June 20th. That's right around the corner. Shoot. From Gerber
That's
Records. And it's
right.
LP with got some great artwork, and all of our artwork on the albums, like we see behind me, is very Pink
Nice.
Floyd-ish.
Yeah,
It's just where we live, like that.
that's
But
beautiful,
yeah, we
man.
got album videos. Everything's on the website, man.
That's great. Well, you can find the link to them at our website if you can't find them, or you can visit them directly. What's that website name out there that you got?
Ironwrath.net. I think it's right. Ooh, they're right there.
Ironwrath.net. Yeah,
Ironwrath.net.
you see it down there. Yeah.
They,
So you can visit
they
because we
stole our
cross link.
.com.
He's got a great website. It's entertaining as hell, man. It's one of the best websites I think that I've seen on our artist section here. It was nice job, man, all the way around. It was just very good.
You know what? We worked hard on it, and I think a lot of bands, when you go to their website is just buy, buy, buy. Buy my
Yeah,
concert ticket,
right.
buy my
Yeah.
merch. And we have that. Of course we do,
Hmm.
but we really wanted to make it a website that was more flushed out and entertaining and gave you information. And we have a whole VIP, which is kind of like a Patreon. And there's like almost
Yeah.
7 hours worth of material on there, vignettes.
Nice.
We have our feature film, Iron Rath's Masked Storyteller in the Iron Rath Theater. We have Secrets to the Realm. We got, all this VIP stuff that, we try to make it. This whole project is for the fan. The whole
Yeah.
project is to create something that inspires you and gives you some entertainment to forget about the crap that goes on in life. And even our
Right.
wardrobe, we have some really great wardrobe, and it's more lifestyle brands. Like our Tyranny shirt or American Patriot,
Yeah.
Angelic Fire. Some great
Right.
graphics, and so yeah, it's really about giving. Instead of just buy our stuff, it's like give you some place where you can entertain yourself. You can learn stuff about the band. If you really want to get behind this, get your backstage pass, you can go there. And it's
Well,
really about that. And
yeah.
not that there's something wrong with bands that just fits themselves. Yeah,
Hmm.
but we really wanted to make it more deep and
Yeah.
more
You've
fan
done that.
based.
Yeah, I totally agree. You've done a great job there. There's a fan base level that you can join up with these guys and get some great content and get some insiders to what's going
Yeah,
on.
man.
And so that's just fantastic, man. Really, so far I'd say that you're a role model, really, from a lot of the. No, I see. I think you've done
I'm gonna go brush my hair, dude, and take a shower
yeah, a
then.
really great job at this. Graphically and the filming. And it's just everything is done well, man. And the music. Let's not forget that the music is great. So he's really got everything together here that you're going to want. It's extremely entertaining, and I
It
cannot
means a
wait to see. I can't wait to see on Netflix. I think that's going to happen next, man. I'd watch it in a heartbeat, man. Definitely. I know our fans would.
well, people don't deserve second best, man, and you can't call it
Right.
in.
Yeah, there
Nobody's
you go,
entitled
man.
to
I
anything.
like that.
You got to work hard for it and
Hmm.
give. If you want people to watch, you want people to tune in
Hmm.
or listen, give them something to listen to.
Yeah, right on.
It's that simple. Pour your heart out.
Let me ask you, man. Let's sort of switch gears a little bit. We're going to get a little deeper into where you come from, man. And
Yes.
what were those influences that you had, man? What led you to the path that you're on right now, man? Was it family early on inspiring you? What happened there,
No,
man?
it's crazy. I got that story. I was young. I was into football. So let's give an age set. So let's say 13. And I went to my very first concert, which was the 1983 US Festival, which is just up the street from where I live in Devore. And I went on, and my buddy from the football team, his dad worked for GE. So
Oh,
we had backstage passes. And
nice.
that day, Motley Crue, White Riot, Ozzy, Judas
Wow.
Priest, Triumph,
Holy crap.
Scorpions, and Van Halen.
Oh,
So I didn't even know who Van Halen was, dude. And I
no.
went to the show, and the third band was Ozzy. And I saw the drummer, Tommy Aldridge, which I know now. He's great, great guy. did a
Yeah.
solo and just it blew me away like it blows everyone
Yeah.
away. I thought,
Right.
I want to be that guy. I want to
That
do
guy.
that. And that became my path on drumming. And then
Yeah.
musically, I think early Peter Gabriel really knocked me out. Some of the
Hmm.
crazy albums like Security and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The drumming, all this tribal out there, just really took it to a new level. Then I got turned on to Floyd, and that was the end. And I still
Yeah.
almost on a daily basis listen to Floyd and just everything they represent. And then of course, I went on as a freelance musician. I played with artists like Ambrosia and Wayne Newton. I toured with an artist called Benesse, and as a percussionist, I'm really well known, and
Yeah.
choreographed for the NFL and Hollywood Pictures, blah blah blah.
Wow.
But my roots were always metal, and
Yeah.
so after the pandemic hit, I jumped back to this project that we started in '88 to '90 in Hall Night Wrath with an album that we were planning on making called Master Storyteller that we never got to make.
Huh.
35 years later, we put it together. We made
There
the
you
album.
go. Well, man, that's it.
Yeah.
That's like a circle finally coming completed.
It's
That's
a trip, dude.
man, that's awesome, bro. What a great story.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen, man, I really appreciate you being on the magazine today. This has been really
Thank you for
amazing,
having
man.
us. Yeah.
And is there anybody you'd like to shout out to or just say, hey, man, recognition that helped you get where you're going today?
I'd say thanks to Shane for getting me on the radio podcast here. I want to thank Jesus Christ and
Amen,
God for his son, my wife that puts up with my crap. But
man. Right?
more, we thank the fans and the people out there that none of this works. And it's an ecosystem. What you
Yeah.
do, what we do, we're all one. We all need to join together. We all need to pull it together to keep the beautiful thing of music and metal out
Yes.
there for the world because it can
Yes.
easily go extinct. We saw a lot of that in the late '80s, right? Yeah, it just got
Yeah.
shot in the heart by
That's
Nirvana,
man.
and
What
as
happened?
and it,
Right.
yeah, but we need to all stick together as an ecosystem, and as artists, we need to
Hmm.
stop calling it in. You need to like
Yeah.
make something worth
There you
doing
go,
for the
man.
fans. Make it special, the
Absolutely.
experience. Make that, yeah,
That's and I can't emphasize that myself. I mean, we have nobody to blame but ourselves for where we are musically, or we have nobody to thank but ourselves for where we are musically. But we have to be the ones to
yeah,
set the bar, man. So don't get out
yes,
here if you're not ready, you know, because there's guys and bands and
yeah,
ladies and bands that deserve to be out here and they're great. And
yeah,
they need to be able to get recognized. So that's a big part of what I see
right.
the struggle is these days. And if you talk to a lot of the DJs that I've talked to, that's one of the biggest troubles that you have is how do you get to the
Yeah.
best bands? It's not that they're not out there. It's just that the wall of
They
bands
don't
is
have the money.
just
They don't have the money, and the infrastructure is not there. It's
yeah,
just
it's
it's a
just
hard thing.
right. So getting back to what you're saying, that's what American Metal Magazine, we're more like a union for musicians. I even put that out there. But I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it. The more I talk to these bands and guys like this, then I see that where we're all coming from and what we've got to rally together. And what I see inevitably is
Yes.
the thing coming together, man. And the most beautiful thing to me is when I see uh, new bands coming up. I interviewed Coraline's Collapse. Sorry, Coraline's Collapse, and this is a younger band, but they're killing it, man. And the sound just reminded me of something from the day. And that's exciting to see that life come back and I see venues more and more metal fans coming out. So it's been a great adventure to see this, and it's because of guys like you, man, that keep the quality high, and that's what it
Yeah.
takes, man. So
It's important.
yeah, 100
Yeah,
percent.
absolutely, man. It's a struggle, but you got to make it happen. You got to figure it out. You got to be crafty. You got to be crafty. I mean, if you got a lot of money or big record, but even if you have a record label behind you, you're selling your soul.
Yeah,
They own everything,
yeah,
and you're just
right.
out there working, so they make all the money. So
Well,
it's a
you
tough world to live in, but that just means you need to be more smart.
yeah, that's it, man. I tell you what I read is somebody thinking out of the box right here.
Yeah,
And that's what you're
exactly.
doing, man. Thinking out of the box. And that's if you want to make it, man, do something like what CG's done here. And because he's got it going on. You just visit him, listen to his music. When this show comes out, check it out. And you're gonna be blown away, man. I know I am. It's been great talking to you today, my friend.
I appreciate it. Your check's in the mail, bro.
Hey, all right. $10 made out to cash. Remember that. There you go. But this has been David, the dude, man, with American Metal Magazine. And make sure that you do visit us at the website, and you can get links to this and other bands through our Amnidex listing. And subscribe today and help the independent artist scene. These interviews get put onto the server, and they go out to other DJs. And we only survive on subscriptions. So help us out, help these bands out, and most importantly, buy the music, guys. I mean, get online, whip your credit card out, and purchase some music and show the love. That's what needs to happen too, man. So anyway,
Only the
man.
physical copy these days.
Yeah, and yeah, get the physical copy, man. That's some man. I love my albums, man. Remember that old vinyl albums? I had all of them, man. I used to. It's what's different is used to get up at 4 a.m. and go down to the music store and sleep on the concrete waiting for the album to come out, man. Those were the days. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, buddy, thanks for coming in. And anything else you want to say? Hi or anything?
Man, I appreciate your time, brother, and support the channel. Thank you so much for having us Iron Wrath on, and we appreciate the PR, and I hope to meet you soon, brother.
I hope so, man. You get out to Florida real soon, man. If I get to the West Coast, I'm definitely going to come out and see you, man. Definitely. All right, man. Can I get a big A.M.M? Ready? 1, 2, 3. A.M.M.
Amen.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
I still recall the day you came into my life. Through pain and sorrows, you stayed by my side. Now that you passed away,